So I think I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to our keynote speaker, Adam.
I'm a little shorter, so I need to move the mic down, or maybe get some stilts. Well, I just want to say good morning. Thank you for having me today. I'm very honored to be here, and I'm very proud to be a UMKC Kangaroo alumni. Just a couple quick thank yous. I want to thank Dr. Kurz, Dr. Morello, I don't think he's here today, Sonia for reaching out to me, and Olivia Dorsey. She was very integral in my part throughout my internship at KMBC. So just to kind of break the ice a little bit, just going to tell a quick joke. Okay, so how many journalists does it take to change a light bulb? Anyone? Well, the answer is none. Okay, journalists don't change things; they report the news. So just to get that there, and to get my degree in being a comedian as well. So just wanted to tell you a little bit about myself and my journey, and then just give you a few tips of some of the things that I've done to kind of get to where I'm at right now. So just a quick background. I was a college football player at Kansas State. Had the opportunity to play under head coach Bill Snyder. Once my eligibility was up, I wanted to get my degree, come home at UMKC. It's a great campus. It's really a hidden gem here in Kansas City, right off the plaza. There's some great views. It's an amazing institution. We all have to go through the Roo Rider, and we all love that. I met Dr. Kurz, and she really was big in getting me on the right path for my courses and for classes. She gave me great advice. She was very patient with me as far as just helping me out through this course here at UMKC. My senior year obviously was the internship year, and I had a chance to intern at KMBC Channel 9 here in town. It was a great experience. I was in the sports department under Johnny Kane, who's now in Fox Sports Detroit, and then I graduated in 2015. So I got my Bachelor of Arts in Broadcast Journalism, and right here in the Communications Department, and it was awesome. It was probably the best move I ever made as far as my life moving forward. While I was at KMBC, I started out as a teleprompter once my internship was over. I ran the scripts, I answered the phones for closed captioning. I was there for 3 years, and I was just basically a newsroom assistant for anything that they needed. And now I am a sports anchor and reporter for KQ2 up in St. Joe. So that's just kind of a small little tip, or not tip, but insight to kind of what I did going forward. But I will give you some tips, especially for the students that are kind of still getting acclimated. Use UMKC number one. UMKC is a great resource. Use the professors. They are here for you. Spend time with them, ask them questions. They know a lot of folks as well. Also, reach out to the alumni. Mike Ruzars, who a lot of people know, he met his wife here. He's a UMKC grad. He went all over the country, and now he's back. Him and his wife are one of the few husband and wife pairs in the country that are on the news. And reach out to folks like myself. There are a lot of us out there. There are a lot of people that are connected, well connected. So make sure that you just use all of those resources within UMKC. Also network. Clearly networking is huge to spread your wings and create a web there, and ask if anyone has advice. And do they know anyone? Somebody always knows somebody, and that's usually the case, and that's kind of how I got my start. Meet with as many people as you can. You may not be able to do lunch, but ask for coffee. A lot of people don't have time for lunch. It may be a little bit too long for them to do that, but coffee is a great way to sit down and ask questions and get advice from them as well. And people want to help you. And then off of that, you want to write thank you notes. It's kind of old-fashioned, but handwritten notes are really important to people. It's very personable. And a lot of people enjoy that when you get something in the mail and then they see that you took 5 minutes out of your day just to say thank you. I appreciate your time. Number 3 is really just be your own advocate. Set yourself apart. You're in a competitive field. There's a lot of people kind of fighting for your position as well. So you want to make sure that you're doing everything you can to set yourself apart. And so you don't want to rely on other people. As you are asking for help, you want to make sure that you're knocking on the doors as well, sending as many emails as possible, making as many phone calls as possible. You don't want to just sit around and wait. You want to make sure that you're doing everything that you can to get to where you want to go. And the internships are exactly a big part of that. I knew someone that knew Matt Fleener, who is one of our anchors at KNBC, and he knew Olivia Dorsey. He passed me along her information, and then from there I sent my resume to KNBC, and everything kind of took off from there. And then another thing is just dress for success. Everyone is dressed nice here, obviously, but for the career field that you want to be in, dress the part, look the part. Your appearance is everything, and so you want to make sure that you're dressed up as nicely as you can be, because those are things that people see. And just a quick story, one of our old news directors at KNBC, her name was Sherry Brown. She was a news director at the ABC station in Oklahoma City. Now, during the Oklahoma City bombings, it was 24-hour coverage. Well, one of the producers / prompter people, who was a young woman, CNN was there, and she was doing the overnight shift, and CNN offered her a job on the spot just for the fact that they loved her work ethic and how she handled herself during all of the coverage. And so it's one of those things where it's like, you know, appearance again is everything. You never know who you're going to walk into, so no sweats or hoodies. Leave that for weekends. So, and then another thing, the last couple points here, keep focused on your goal. You want to take as many opportunities as you can. And like for me, I started out as a teleprompter. A lot of people start out as a producer. You know, you want to make sure that you stay focused on what you're doing. You may start on a lower position, but you will be able to work your way up. And so those are things, just keep that end goal in mind and make sure that you have that set throughout the course. And then lastly here, you want to bet on yourself. Betting on yourself is probably the most important tip that I can offer anyone. With the new day and age of social media, obviously that is huge in today's world. You know, create a blog. If you have your own personal Twitter or Facebook, keep that, but also create a professional Twitter or Facebook. If there's news going on, use that. You might have 2 followers to start out, but just broadcasting yourself that way is huge. YouTube is another huge avenue of kind of how I got myself started. You create your own channel, you can put yourself out there. Use Kansas City as well. That's really what I did. It's in our back pocket. It's a great city. We are in a top 30 market. There are so many amazing companies. There's always news. There's always content. We have professional teams. We have colleges. We have high schools. We have some of the best things that you could possibly ask for here in this city. And so you just want to make sure that you upload things, keep broadcasting yourself, and lastly, just don't be discouraged. There are so many no's out there, but all of those no's will lead to the right yes. I applied for over 100 different jobs in my 3 or 4 year journey and barely heard back from any stations. I think I maybe had 2 or 3 interviews from different stations across the country. And it just was one of those things where I stayed the course. I was very happy and grateful to be at KNBC, and I just kept working and grinding, and then next thing you know, you open up your email and you got an interview with a television station. And so, again, every no is a step closer to the next yes. And so I will just show you just 2 of the clips. I have 2 little 10-second clips. One of my YouTube show, it's called On the Deck. It's a sports show. It's actually with my mom. She's my co-host. We still keep it up. And then I have one other little stand-up tease that I did before I got to my news station. Just another example of kind of the things that are going on in the city. So this is just a little intro of our show. It's called On the Deck. It will start at some point.
Hello folks, welcome to OTD, also known as On the Deck, where you can get all the sports you need in 10 minutes. My name is Adam Morguna, this is my mom Gina. He's the journalist, she's the enthusiast.
So that's just the start of our show. We've got an entire channel. We've got over 300 episodes. We've got a lot of different subscribers from all over the world. And it's just, it's something fun that we do. It's kind of like a podcast, but it's on YouTube. And then this was one of my first stand-up teasers with James Comey as all of the FBI investigation was happening. And this is outside of our FBI office here in town.
Former FBI Director James Comey testified before the Senate Intelligence Committee yesterday, and congressional reactions are mixed. Hear those thoughts coming up after this.
So, just a prime example of just what you can do. You don't have to have call letters behind your name to still be out there. You can do whatever you want to, and we live in a city that we can do that. And UMKC provides that opportunity, especially within these internships. So just bet on yourself and just believe in everything that will happen. And so I just, again, want to say thank you so much for everyone being here and allowing me to talk to you guys today. Thank you, Sonia, and for everyone else. I hope you enjoyed today, and I will be over here at table 1 if you have any questions. And again, thank you so much. I appreciate your time.